During World War II, extreme cold was just as deadly as enemy fire for soldiers stationed in Northern Europe, Scandinavia, and the Eastern Front. Snow patrols faced sub-zero temperatures that could disable equipment, freeze vital fluids, and, well, turn even simple tasks into life-or-death challenges. To survive, soldiers relied not only on clothing, but on a specialized innovation, the anti-freezing kit. Compact, carefully designed, and, surprisingly versatile, this kit allowed patrols to keep weapons functional, vehicles operational, and personal gear usable in conditions that would cripple unprepared units. Understanding how it worked offers both historical insight and practical lessons for anyone interested in cold weather survival today. Why standard equipment failed in Arctic and subarctic conditions. Conventional firearms, vehicles and stoves were designed for temperate climates. Cold thickened lubricants, froze fuel, and made metals brittle. Matches failed to ignite, battery-powered radios died, and clothing alone could not prevent frostbite during long patrols. Soldiers soon discovered that survival depended on treating cold as a predictable obstacle rather than a random hazard. The anti-freezing kit became the answer, providing chemical and material solutions to keep life-sustaining gear functional. Chemical antifreeze solutions played a crucial role in keeping essential fluids from solidifying. Without these, the cold could have brought everything to a standstill. At the heart of the kit there was a series of small chemical packets designed to be added to water, oil or other vital fluids. Soldiers were issued fairly simple formulas, mostly derived from alcohols and glycols, which could lower the freezing point without causing harm to engines or metal components. Water used for cooking or heating could be treated in small amounts, allowing it to remain liquid even in stoves or containers. Lubricants for rifles, machine guns and small vehicles could also be mixed with antifreeze compounds, preventing freezing and making sure weapons would fire reliably even after long exposure to the biting cold. Compact design was absolutely critical for snow patrol mobility. It really made all the difference when moving through harsh frozen landscapes. Patrols often travelled light over snow-covered terrain, which was no small feat. Bulky containers or large kits, they slowed movement and increased the risk of fatigue. Something you definitely wanted to avoid out there. The World War II anti-freezing kit was, interestingly enough, quite compact, often no larger than a personal first aid kit. It was carefully organized to prioritize items that needed to be used immediately. Each packet or vial was labelled for specific application, reducing mistakes in stressful situations. The small size meant it could be carried in a rucksack, belt pouch or vehicle glove compartment, making it available whenever sudden drops in temperature threatened survival. Now let's consider how the kit preserved more than just machines. The kit also included elements for personal protection. Simple waxes and oils could be applied to exposed metal parts of clothing, boots or personal tools to prevent ice build-up. Soldiers could, coat gloves, canteens, or shovel handles to reduce freezing and brittleness. These measures extended the life of equipment and prevented small but critical inconveniences from escalating into life-threatening problems. Even snowshoes and sleds benefited from the same treatments, remaining operational across long winter marches. Training was absolutely essential for effective use. Without proper instruction, even the best equipment could end up being, just about useless. Issuing the kit was only part of the solution. Soldiers were trained to assess temperature, select the correct chemical packet for each application, and, of course, apply it efficiently. A rifle with improper lubricant could jam instantly, while misapplied fuel additives could damage a vehicle. So, really, the risks of getting it wrong were quite serious. Training emphasized measurement, timing, and observation. Units practiced using treated fluids and materials under controlled conditions to ensure readiness in extreme cold. This attention to detail made the difference between functioning gear and immobilized patrols. How improvisation complemented the kit in the field. Even with a kit, soldiers learned to improvise. Snow could be used to insulate containers, reduce heat loss, or even pre-cool treated liquids before use. Wax from candles could supplement missing packets, and, alcohol from rations could be diluted to create emergency antifreeze. Field experience taught that understanding the principles behind the kit, preventing freezing, maintaining lubrication, and protecting surfaces was actually more important than strict adherence to its contents. How modern survivalists can apply the same principles today. Cold weather enthusiasts, off-grid adventurers, and anyone preparing for winter emergencies can learn from this World War II innovation. Compact antifreeze treatments for water, fuel, or oils are available today and can be stored safely in small containers. Protective coatings on metal and wood surfaces reduce ice buildup. Understanding temperature thresholds and timing chemical application ensures maximum effectiveness. Even something as basic as improvisation, say, by using alcohol or wax, can actually replicate the benefits of the kit when, modern materials just aren't available. The World War II anti-freezing kit really does exemplify practical problem-solving under some of the most extreme conditions imaginable. The kit truly demonstrates how necessity drives efficient design. Every single component had a clear purpose, materials were used to their absolute maximum effect, and honestly, portability was never sacrificed. It was, a system built around predictable challenges rather than wishful thinking. For historians, survivalists, or cold-weather engineers, it demonstrates that small, well-understood solutions often outperform larger, more complicated alternatives. What the kit teaches about planning and resilience. The anti-freezing kit reminds us that survival in extreme conditions is never about luck. It's really about preparation, knowledge, and, disciplined application. Soldiers did not wait for the sun to warm the battlefield. They treated cold as a manageable variable. Their kit preserved mobility, function and life, and the same mindset applies to anyone facing winter hazards today. If you value practical history that combines ingenuity, survival skills and field-tested lessons, subscribe to Backyard Wisdom and share this guide with others who appreciate strategies forged under extreme conditions. The anti-freezing kit is more than a relic. It is, in fact, a blueprint for enduring cold with intelligence and efficiency.